This is my son Goddess 777. My son Goddess 777. My son Goddess 777. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. I'm only gonna be up here just a few minutes. Please support my yacht simple. Support my yacht simple. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I just want to talk about we are being distracted about we are being distracted, I believe, because of what's happening soon with the 2026 elections. Because normally, we say it does not matter if you vote, and it does not matter when it comes to the presidential part. But this is going to be the local elections that the Supreme Court in this year of 2026. I don't know if y'all been watching. I don't really see none of our. Well, I know it's some channels that talk about it, but everybody need to pay attention to this. The Supreme Court just dismantled the Voting Rights Act. That's the act that has been instated from the 1960s that made it so that the melanated people in the communities had a voice. And it was people that looked like us and people that thought like the melanated communities at the local level of government, meaning that this is affecting the DA and the school board and who's your sheriff, because the sheriff make a lot of decisions about the district attorneys and the police and the school board and how much your rent gonna be and what neighborhoods gets the this and that and the roads and all this and that. This is gonna affect us at the local level. What's happening in this year voting at the local level from the Supreme Court gutting out the Voting Rights Act is called Louisiana versus Calais. That's the French saying of it. It's CALLAIS, but it's pronounced Louisiana versus Calais, where the Supreme Court this year has gutted out the Voting Rights Act. Now, we normally say, well, the presidential election doesn't affect us, and it really don't. Whoever become president, that's already predetermined. But this year, this election in November, this is going to be where if we are distracted enough, they're going to put people in that chair. They're going to make it so that the melanated people votes are spread out so thin amongst the districts until it won't be people in there that represent us at all. I mean, it's not, in my opinion, and I'm going to talk on this one, where even the kids can listen to it. In my opinion, and I have factual evidence or whatever that I'm gonna post with my videos. I'm gonna do like a part 1 through 6. But I'm just up here a few minutes just talking right now because I hadn't been up here and I've been doing some other projects and stuff like that and putting some stuff together. But I'm gonna post the websites you can go to and all the facts that you can go to and see that these politicians are really puppets, which we knew that, but it's not a conspiracy theory. It's documented. It's facts. It's websites you can go to see who is actually funding the corporations and stuff that's funding the people that are given to us, because we don't pick the people that represent us. The ALEC, that's called the American Legislative Executive Corporation or something like that. It's ALEC, AEALEC. It's the American Legislative Executive Congress or something. They pick the people that we vote in, and it's done because they spend money. It's called dark money. They have shell companies, they have 401c4s that they pay these politicians to sign the laws in. They write the laws. The politicians are puppets. It doesn't matter against prison reform, and they get money off of prisons. The politician, no matter how much you press them, they cannot fight against their payola. If the person that's paying them is invested in prisons, they cannot fight against prison reform. If the politician that is being paid by the elect and it's through a shell company, it's through a like a 501c4, you it's billionaires giving these people money for their agendas, and they writing in these laws, and they giving us who we gonna vote for. We don't pick our own people. So it doesn't matter whether you saying I'm gonna vote for a Democrat or Republican. The people that's funding them, if it's against their interests, they can't go against that cause. But this election that's coming up, it's very important because it's going to affect us at the local level, like as far as the school board, as far as the commissioner, as far as the DA. These people make decisions on our everyday lives, like as far as housing, as far as everything. So, hey, hey, how y'all doing? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, I get up here and talk and joke and and I'm a spiritual person, but this is spiritual too. It's a distraction because if we don't do something about the voting thing that's happening, I think you can still register now. But I don't agree with Democrats or Republicans, and I don't believe in the voting of the president. I don't. I believe that's already predestined. But they have dismantled the Voting Rights Act of the 1960s. They trying to take us back to the reconstruction era, and I'm not trying to put no fear in nobody, but this is what I'm doing. I'm doing a series. I'm gonna do a 6-part series. I think I'm gonna do part 1 and part 2, part 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Because I got time today, but I'm putting it together or whatever as far as a video. It's giving you the solutions. I'm not just up here trying to say, oh God, this is they trying to. It is a solution to this. Like, you have to know what's going on before you can fix it. And see, we've been told lies about every time y'all try to organize, every time you try to do something for yourself, every time you try to build a Black Wall Street, they always take somebody out. They can't destroy some stuff if it's set up right. See, that's the thing. We're gonna have to get off of this charismatic leader mindset of, oh God, they killed our leader. You got to have the institution set up, and it's a way to do that. It's a way to set an institution up because I'm teaching people how to do that. I've actually done that in real time, and I'm still teaching myself, and I'm learning. I'm the type of person where I have the Virgo energy, where I find solutions, I find loopholes. Where there's a way in, I see that there's always a way out. So it's a way to set things up where they can't, even if they take one out, they can't take the institution out. The institution can be, we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that me, mine, and I need to shine, and I need all the attention, and I'm the leader, and y'all got to follow me, and I got to tell you what to do. And if I get up out of here, I want things set up where it's going to live on forever. It's a way to set your stuff up where even if they take out, they can't take the institution out. You can set the institution up the right way, and you can have. That's why we got to get out of that mindset of, well, they took out Malcolm X. They took out. They can't take out an institution. It don't matter about taking out. They can take out everybody that they want to. They cannot take out the institutions, and we have to start setting our stuff up where they cannot touch it, where it's gonna be immortal. We're gonna have to raise up the entity, the institution, to the point where we gotta learn, y'all, how to set our stuff up right. That's what I've been doing. I've been teaching, the people that are listening to me on how to set their stuff up where if they pass away, then they got the bylaws of you. I guess it's got to be done A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We're going to fund it like this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do this and that. We're going to keep it going. And everybody going to be able to get this for generations to come. And that's what our people did not do. That was the problem. It was not set up right. It was not funded right. You don't have to be a billionaire. You don't have to be a millionaire to be able to do these things. And that's what has hurt, our movements with these kids. We're looking at these charismatic leaders, which was good. It was a wonderful thing to have these people that was willing to be martyrs and all this and that. And hell, even if I decide I want to go out with the care, I'm setting it up where if they would do something to me, they can't touch what I build. They can't touch the institution. They can't take that out. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got to think. We got to think of a collective mindset. And we have to know what's going on with these politicians. They're not going to save us. We have been building and we have roadmaps. Our people did it years ago. We're gonna have to start thinking differently. We're gonna have to start knowing what's going on. We're gonna have to know about. See, this is boring stuff. Yeah. What? You agree with letting me break that off? Break what off? What are you talking? So we're gonna have to start setting up our stuff the right way, and then we don't have to worry about, Lord, they gonna take it and burn it down, and they can't burn down no institution and an entity that's set it up. See, they, the thing about, they're gonna take out the Black Messiah. Let the Black Messiah be that entity, because it's immortal. See, when you set that entity up, they can't take out that Black Messiah. J. Edgar Hoover and them can't do nothing about it if it's set up right. I'm telling you. They cannot do anything if it's set up. That's the knowledge is powerful. They say we perish because of lack of knowledge. And it's time now. It's time to start setting things up the right way so that if they take the people out, it's gonna live on. It's gonna keep on. It's gonna keep on living on and living on. And it's a way to do it. It's a way to set stuff up in certain places. You don't even have to live there, but you can set your stuff up in that particular area where it's immortal. Like, it's a way to do it. Like, we're gonna have to get on it now. We're gonna have to figure out how we can pull together and make it so that they not taking us back to reconstruction in November 2026. And I done had some people to tell me, like, don't get up here and say this or say. Listen, I'm saying what has already been said, but I'm only putting it together as a solution base too. I'm not a person to get up here and say it's a way. It's a way. It's a way. It's a way in. It's a way out. If we stop thinking about these distractions and start focusing on, I don't want to be in America and be back in Reconstruction era. I don't want people in the chair that don't, like, I don't agree with the Democrats or whatever. I don't agree with a lot of stuff they do, because they bring in the people, they bring in the immigrants, and they want us, they want us to be mad with them, but they allow them to come here. And we mad with the wrong person. Like, we be upset with the immigrants and stuff, but they allow them people to come over here, and they allow them to, what I'm saying, to drive, and they don't make them take driving tests to know the rules of the road. And see, that's money. When they bring people here and they don't teach them the rules of the road, don't you know that that's all? I've been researching and seeing that's what the courthouse is full of. Spanish and Black people. That's who paying that bill to that courthouse. That's who buying their uniforms and all that. When I look in the courts, that's all I see is mostly melanated people and Spanish people. And I know that them Spanish people, when they come here, they don't really learn. They don't make them learn. So that's money. Think about it. I'm going to give you a solution, and I'm going to give you some money to help you. But at the same time, I know when you fuck up, I'm going to make millions of dollars off of you. So yeah, I'm going to let you come. If I'm the dark money people, the people in the background, or the billionaires, the George Soros, of course I'm going to let these people come over here, and they don't really know the rules of the land. They don't know the driving rules, and they're going to be stopping them and making money. They got to get a certain, that crime pay. The prison systems are emptying out. The crime rate going down. They filling it up with not just the melanated people, but the Spanish people too. They got to keep these crime pays. So if they setting these people up too, it get on my nerves when I get out here and I see the driving situation and the disrespect. But I can't get mad at them. I'm upset at the people at the top, because I know they allow this. They will give you. I got a song. They'll give you a solution. They'll give you a problem and then give you a solution at the same time. But at the same time they're giving you the solution to the problem, in that other hand, it's full of poison, it's full of thorns, and it's full of trickery, So we have to be wise. We have to be as wise as a serpent, as battling as a lion. You know what I'm saying? And I guess gentle as a lamb. But yeah, it's called the American Legislative Executive. What is it? ALEC. It's the American Legislative Executive Council. Yeah. So they are the ones that's giving the politician the laws and all the politicians do is sign their name at the bottom and get their big money. They get their payola from these companies, it's corporations and billionaires that's paying them. Like, it's the same people that's dismantling the law. That's dismantling the voting rights are the same people that's making the laws. The ALEC group, they are the same one that's dismantling the voting right, so that we can be distracted and don't know that this is a local. These are the local votes that's really going to count. That's coming in November, and it's gonna spread the melanated votes so thin. That's what they trying to do, but it's not gonna work. It's not. It's not. Y'all not gonna let this happen. I know y'all ain't gonna let this happen. I know we not, because I don't think the presidential thing matter, but I definitely think that the vote that's coming up in November, that election, is very local. Look at that situation with that boy. They trying to get all their judges in there. They trying to get their district attorneys in there so they can play with the. They can. I guess they trying to loop it in with when they get these men and women and stuff in these prisons. They can tell them, well, if you want to get out in a short amount of time, if you don't want us to give you 35 years, then you got to take the Neuralink. See? Because I done seen somewhere where they telling these prisoners that if they take that Neuralink shit, then they can get out fast. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? I'm trying to make this clear enough excuse me, I'm trying to be where the kids can listen to this, because they need to learn. But the one I'm doing on the video is definitely going to be where you can sit down with the children, and it's going to be broken down really simple where you can listen to it. Y'all need to talk. We need to start talking about this. We need to really start talking about this election and doing something about it now. We need to be, because that's where our people have done in the past. They don't talked about it in the barbershops. They don't talk about it in the church. They talked about it at the bingo table, the domino, whatever they do. Anyway, it's something to talk about, because if they dismantle the Supreme Court did it, and we be like, they've been doing their stuff. But if we in the past have overcame stuff like this, it's not too late. It's knowledge is powerful, and actually action is even powerful. So it's something that can be done. Like I said, I'm doing a series on this, like a few part 1s through part 6, but it's time to start looking towards building and pooling our resources and stuff together with people that we can, and having our own. That's what all the cultures do. They know that. They know that if the other cultures is doing it, why they try to hinder us from pooling our source money together? Because see, before the civil rights, and that's why I wonder, because it seemed like we lost a lot. The black dollar was circulating in the community more than 30 times in a month. It has to do that. It has to do that before it can be economic power and wealth. It has to circulate. That's what all of their money do that. Whether it's those people from other countries, those Asians or Indians or whatever, those groups, they money circulate amongst them before it go out. Our money maybe stay, a half a second. Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you date a who? Yeah, what you mean, would I date who? What are you asking me? So I'm building institutions, and I hope that I know other people are too. I'm trying to learn, because it's in people's head. Oh, they'll kill you, and they'll take out the Messiah. They'll take out your leader. We don't need no more charismatic leaders telling us we're gonna overcome. And that was wonderful. That was beautiful. Look. We need to lead and build up institutions and entities that cannot be destroyed. That's immortal. That's the key. It's not a black messiah that can take, because every day everybody gonna die. Sooner or later, you gonna get out of here. Hell, I done almost got out of here a couple of times. So even if I do get out of here, my entity gonna live on. My institutions is going to live for generations to come. So I ain't worried about that. You don't need to worry about, well, it's ways to set our stuff up to keep the wealth and to build the wealth. Even if you don't have a dime right now, if you don't have a dime right now to your name, and you thinking like, well, she not talking to me, and I'm just young and I ain't got nothing, and I ain't got no family to listen. It doesn't matter. It's people that's doing this that is like pretty much orphans that you never wouldn't even think that would that be the people. The first gonna be last and the last gonna be first. It be the people that ain't got no silver spoon in their mouth. The people that's hungry and they want to build. All you gotta do is start working on yourself. Slow. This is that energy. What is we going into the energy of the nose getting ready to flip from what the south node being in Leo and the north node being in Aquarius. So we having a lot of transitions going on now. We having a lot of transitions going on with the planets and stuff like that. I know with my stuff, I'm learning more death and discipline and and patience, more patience. I thought I had patience, but I'm learning it even more. And to perfect stuff where it's mastery at a mastery level. Not rushing, but to perfect things at a mastery level. And walking in justice and truth and being authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like being authentic and also going within and meditating. If you will go within you connect with your spiritual team, you will get answers to stuff that you wouldn't even believe. Like it's time to wake up. It's time to have that collective mindset too. Like I'm thinking about, like I've been thinking about this. I be thinking about like it shouldn't be nobody hungry or on the street. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. They got money for wars but can't. What? It breaks my heart to see these homeless people like in the area. Even where I moved from, it was a little bit of that going on, but it was a smaller area. But it breaks my heart to see these people. It's most of the people that's homeless walking around here. They are mentally ill. Like I remember when I was working at the facilities years ago, and they let the people out on the streets when they cut the funding for the Medicare and Medicaid. And I was working at the hospitals and stuff like that, and I saw how they just put the mentally ill and out on the streets like that. Like what in the hell? I mean, they got money for war but can't feed the poor. And some of these people, I said they got money for war but can't feed the poor. They got money for war but I mean, some of these people, they done stirred the country. And they sitting out here, done went over there and did all them tours. And now they come back and they can't even have a place to lay their head or eat. And their mind messed up from going over there doing all them tours and that military stuff they do to these people. Like, this is some, this. Anyway, I have solutions. I just want to get up here and tell everyone that don't be distracted by what's going on. Look at what's going on with this Voting Rights Act. It's called Louisiana versus Calais. It's where the Supreme Court, honey, has gutted out the Voting Rights Act. And I'm not trying to make nobody fearmonger, but it's time for it's really time to take control of our situation. You know what I'm saying? These people is not gonna save us. They being paid like by these billionaires millions of dollars, and some of them might be paying more than billions to suppress the citizens and just screw us over. Like it don't matter what party it is. Like it might be either way. It's a you know what I'm saying. We're in the whatchamacallit without Vaseline. Either way we getting screwed. So we gonna have to take it. It's time for us to start pooling our funds to elect our own political powers and stuff too. And branch off, you know what I'm saying? Branch off, and like I said, if they want to come with y'all got too much money and power, y'all doing it too much on your own, set up the stuff where they can't touch that. They're not as smart as you think, to the point where they done crossed every T and dotted every I. I'm telling you, they have to leave a loophole somewhere. If it's a way in, it's a way out. They are not that intelligent where they just it's just a done deal. You can't figure it out. That's what they want you to think. That's why they want us to think, well, every time we try to build, man, it was Black Wall Streets when Martin Luther King came on the scene. The thing was, we wanted to, they influenced us to go and to ride their buses. We had our own bus companies. They influenced us to go to their, want to move in their neighborhoods and want to go to their schools. And that was a, I don't know what kind of MK Ultra program that was, integration with them kids, because it ain't nowhere in hell knowing that a melanated child should have been going to a school and grown people calling them the N word and screaming at them. I mean, my uncle went through that and he was traumatized all his life. He told me stories even before he passed about how traumatized he was when he was a little boy at his school with his teachers and his band that looked like him, and you know the band, black band, be jamming. He said his teachers and stuff, he felt so much confidence, but when he got integrated and had to go to their schools, the stuff that he experienced and the trauma and the anxiety, and I don't think my uncle ever got over that even when he passed away. I mean, the programs that they have, you know, they've been trying to get rid of the Black Messiah since what? I don't know. It's been an ongoing battle. I know the last time they was trying to get rid of the Messiah. I think it's in every generation they looking for the Messiah. And I don't think it's just, they know it's not just men that they looking for either. And I know they feel like if they get the men out of the way and make them all girls and stuff like that, then there's no protection for the little girl, the women and the children. There's no protection, you know what I'm saying? If they get, you know, get the men compromise or get the men, you know what I'm saying, effeminate and all that. I don't have no problems with nobody being into the lifestyle. I have no problems with the LGBTQ or none of that, because I know people, I got friends and family that's into that lifestyle, but I got a problem when they trying to force people to be that way. I got a problem when it's an agenda to make kids that don't even have their brain formed till they get up into their 30s, depending on if they are having mental issues or autism or been traumatized. Some people brains don't fully develop till later on. It don't happen around the age of 30. So I have a problem with the force of trying to force people and influence everybody to be that way. But I don't have no problem with somebody that's authentically living their life and ain't bothering nobody and ain't harming nobody, ain't harming children, and they have not been assaulted as a child and turned and fractured. Because a lot of people that I've talked to in counsel, the reason why they into that lifestyle is because they've been taken advantage of and assaulted when they were, you know, little child. Their innocence was taken by a family member, sometimes by the parent, their mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, granddaddy. You know, anybody can be a culprit. Anybody can be a predator. So you know, you never know. So um it's time for us to really, really stop being distracted and check out that voting right dismantling of the Voting Rights Act called the Louisiana versus Calais. I'm saying it is French, Calais. It's time to see what's going on with that 2026 election that's coming up. It's a local election. I don't think the presidential one matter. They done chose him like probably in the 1700s. But I'm talking about this local stuff where the sheriff is being elected and the city council, the school board, and the people that make the decisions about the housing and the rent. That's really serious. We need to look into that, because it'll go over your head and you'll say, well, it don't matter if we vote or not. I think it do locally now. Now for that presidential stuff, I don't so much think it really matter. But this local election, y'all, we need to get on it and see what the hell going on. I mean, really, because we can't let you know what I'm saying, these agents they sending up here and these psyops and stuff distract us to the point where we ain't keeping up, because November gonna come fast. And if they take us back to reconstruction, I don't know. I mean, because you're gonna have to deal with, like, that's to do with the policing. Like, it's enough. I see enough over policing as it is now in the lower income areas and stuff like that, where they could invest more money into those areas, but not till they gentrify it. You know what I'm saying? The hood, while the poor people over there in the hood suffering with the messed up roads and look like a meteorite done hit the road when you drive on the lower income areas. Look like you're gonna fall in the middle of the road. When you go right to the other side of town, it's smooth sailing. But the poor people living rough in the hood. But then when they regentrified, baby, them roads be ain't that something? It's all by design. It is all by design. So yeah, so I'm just like, we have to really be aware, and we have to be aware that it's always a way. They can't take out the Messiah if the Messiah is an institution, okay? Yeah, they could take us out. We come back. Like we ain't we immortal. But I'm saying don't build your stuff up based off of a charismatic person that's, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna be, they gonna infiltrate, they gonna try to, and we have to be better at vetting people. We have to get spiritual and get our discernment intact too. That way we know how people moving if they're agent and they done infiltrated our organization, and not have everything out in the open. You know what I'm saying? And be careful, like, because you know they got all this technology now to watch us like a hawk. Cause they knew the time that, oh, it's gonna be another black messiah, and they waking up in this era right here. You know, this is Aquarius getting ready to be a North Node. They look at the stars, they look at your birthday, they look at all that stuff. They know who you are. That's why, like somebody saying, a lot of people ain't to that into that industry because they know you wouldn't go along with the stuff that they doing or whatever. But I'm coming back and I'm gonna do some videos and I'm gonna put it all together. I just want everybody to be aware because I'm like, I can't put this out fast enough. So I just came up here and did this live, and I want everybody to be aware of, this, like they say, this is the Jason months. This is when they do a lot of their heavy stuff. Um, Even though this is my solar return time frame, but I'm still, you know what I'm saying, keeping my head on a swivel because these are the Jason months and we need to be aware. We need to be protected spiritually and physically. And a lot of distractions, we need to be connected and spiritually going within, grounding, doing our breathing work, doing our healing work, and working on ourselves, getting to know yourselves and talking to your spiritual team. That way you can be aware of all the stuff that they trying to do and distract you with and everything. You'll be aware and you'll be on point, and you won't, you know what I'm saying, have to be fear. You'll have solutions and stuff like that. So this has been my son Goddess. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for, yeah, I do listen to Eminem. I like some of Eminem stuff. I don't care about what type of music it is. I listen to all kind of music. I listen to the swing music back in the 1930s. I listen to Eminem. I listen to country music. I listen to what is it, like Billy Elise or whatever that girl name is. I listen to everybody. If I like the song and I vibe with the song, I listen to NBA YoungBoy. I listen to a lot of different people. I ain't no big fans of, like, I'm not a celebrity worshiper. I've been around celebrities because I used to be in the industry, but not into the industry like they wanted me to. Because a lot of things I turned down. I was doing inspirational music and writing, and I do a lot of art and stuff like that. But I've been around them people, but I never was. I look at myself as a star, so I don't celebrity worship or none of that. I've been around a lot of NBA ball players and all that, and I ain't never been no groupie or nothing like that. They try to talk to me and stuff. I've been around a lot of famous people, and I still remain myself and authentic and who I am, honey. So I like a lot of different generic, genres and a lot of different things, but I still am connected to myself and I know myself. So, yep. But Eminem got a lot of hot music, yeah. I don't know, like I ain't been keeping up with Eminem. What is he doing now? What he doing? He got that rap stuff. I know that. What's that other white boy name? I used to listen to his stuff. Post Malone. Yeah, he just looked like he don't. Eminem look like he do take a bath. That Post Malone boy used to look like he didn't bathe. A lot of them look like they don't. Not just him or it. I'm talking about them. Some of them guys in general, they just look like they don't really care about. But sometimes he'll dress up or what. I don't care. I don't care about no skin color or nothing like that as long as somebody treat me right. But we're going to say racism does exist because they put that into people's heads. So I believe everybody at their core is either prejudiced or racist. Now, they say melanated people can't be racist because we don't have no power to harm nobody. Everybody seem like everybody be coming at the melanated people with, oh, black fatigue, black fatigue. But I'm like, you don't live around no black people that's harming you, so why you so tired when you on the other side of town and they harming each other? They don't melanated people ain't really bothering. They not coming to nobody's school and shooting that up or going over here doing this and that, and not they bother each other. Yeah, that's all I seen all my life is melanated people bothering other melanated people. It ain't that where they They bothering outside groups, just going in your neighborhood messing with other people. Like what people so tired of? Black people bother black people. And most of the time, now I ain't saying now because some of them they got agents and they got Cabbage Patch Kids that look melanated now. They got NPCs. But I'm saying they used to commit crime when they were hungry or they didn't have. Like the poor people, but they hungry, they gonna go take some food. You know what I'm saying? It's a statistic that poor people commit more crimes because they trying to get the necessities that they need a lot of times. They don't have, so they do things because their daily basic needs are compromised. They hungry. So of course they're gonna go take some damn food. Yeah, I mean, that's a fact. The crime pays. The more poverty, the more crime. They know that. Yeah, I don't have no problem with Eminem. They all the same. Look, all them celebrities is some kin. I bet you right now, if you could go and see Eminem is some kin to what's her name? Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj some kin to Cardi B probably. They just probably staging all that beef so we can be emotional and be getting our energy drained. Snoop Dogg is some kin to all of them. Probably even kin to Cameron Diaz because she just posted something about they went to school together and she used to buy trees from him. All them people are family. Even the one I like a lot. I like him so much. The one that passed. Most of the ones that they done took out, I like them. Young Dolph, Tupac, Juice World, King Von. And I don't agree with the gang violence and stuff like that. Like I'm not into it because they influenced my generation with the gangster rap and had us thinking that these actors were really gangsters and stuff, which they won't. They had a spell over us. But I don't agree with the Chicago and Chirac that lifestyle. But I'm looking at all the generations and how like we might have like the baby boomers that had the Generation X, no, Generation X. The Generation X raised themselves. They were latchkey kids, underground orphans. So the Generation X had the millennials, right? The millennials is the group where King Von and all them, and I think they millennials. Uh, Little Dirk, King Von, Chief Keef, all of them, they came from the Gen Xers. So I can see being up there in that city, those Gen Xers, a lot of them was addicted to the crack cocaine because that was the era when they flooded the black communities in the 80s and 90s when they flooded the black communities with the. So those are like probably them kids is probably halfway like of course they living in poverty and they probably crack babies and stuff like that. Of course they're gonna be like terror or whatever. Like they never fixed the problem with the epidemic that happened with the Generation X. They never fixed the latchkey kids that was the Generation X. So the Generation X had the millennials, and a lot of the Generation X, if they ain't did no work on themselves, they pretty screwed up probably still. But they can survive because they raised themselves. Like the Generation X didn't have no parents that was sitting there holding their hands and understanding. Most of the time you got tough love if you was a Gen X and you had to get it out of the mud. Like you didn't have no support. They didn't feel like they needed this to support the Gen X. They feel like you supposed to just get it out of the air, and then when you got something, they want it. The baby boomers, they want what you had, and they didn't even like your parents or your older family members, and they would be hating on you when you could get it popping. Like, so I'm pretty sure like a lot of the people be like, the Gen X's are messed up. I'm pretty sure they are because of what they went through. And a lot of times when people go through stuff, they stay there. Even though time changes, they don't realize it was a season and they don't realize that they need to heal and they need to vibe up and get out of that loop. They stay in that loop. Like a lot of people that was addicted to stuff like, different substances, they may stop using that substance, but they still got that mind. Like you be like, damn, this mother been clean for like, I don't know how long. They still act like a crackhead. And that's because it's still those, like somebody else was saying up here, it's a spiritual attachment. They probably still is taken over by that entity, even though they got in church, even though they have stopped using the substance, even though they might not be an alcoholic anymore or whatever, they have not purified their aura and released that entity out of them. It's still there. That attached, they need to get them, they need to let those attachments go. You know what I'm saying? Because you be like, damn, You ain't. Did you sure you ain't still messing with that stuff? Cause you show still. Hey, I don't want you. I can't. I can't deal with you because you still act like you on that stuff. Like I ain't dealing with this. Like I don't. Yeah, because you don't want to be in a season with somebody that you have ascended, and you have worked on yourself, and you have purified yourself, and you dealing with a person that's still stuck in a loop. They still stuck in a cycle. They still stuck in that season because even though they on the outside it look like they doing okay, it look like they prospering, they got their credit right or whatever, but they still got that energy of they carrying that same signature. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we just have to be careful that we're not going through things and saying to ourselves like, "Oh, this is a season, honey. I'm letting that go. I'm moving on. I'm doing my Oya energy. I'm doing my butterfly energy, my caterpillar to butterfly, life, death, rebirth, and transformation. And I'm gonna be a better person and learn my lesson for this. We gotta be like that and not sitting there and like, oh, I got the money in there, I got the good credit, I got the right people around me, but I'm scared. I'm scared that it's gonna happen again. I'm scared I'm gonna go back through what I went through in 1985. I'm afraid I'm gonna go back what I went through in 2008. I'm afraid of the pandemic might come again. It might be 2020. I gotta hold on and be in fear, and I gotta be watchful. You see, that's when you are out of that season, but you still is living there in that signature and in that energy, and that's no fun. It's no fun for you, and it's definitely no fun for people around you, especially if they is resonating at a different. Hey, hello, hey everyone, thank you for coming. But yeah, we gotta get on it, y'all. Cause they trying to distract us, honey. Cause they trying to get them things in that chair in the November, and they trying to take us back to the. I normally be like, don't vote. It don't matter. The president don't matter. But this local stuff, I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm tired of them putting these things in the community and stuff like that don't fix the roads in our people communities. They feel like because they mostly melanated people and they in the lower areas, they gotta live like they in a hog pen. You know what I'm saying? Why? And when they regentrify it, they put all the new stuff in the houses and stuff, but they let our people live any kind of way, any kind of way. It shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be somehow elderly done worked all their lives and stuff like that. And they living in shouldn't be living that way. It shouldn't be. Who is these? Evidently they getting paid. Whoever's paying them must be telling them they can't fix it. Okay? That's why we need to figure out how to pool our funds together and elect our own people. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this mess. I take that. I'm sick of this mess. Giving us people, you giving us a problem, then giving us a solution, but it's a trick bag, okay? I want to be able to have people that represent exactly what I want and got my best interest in mind. You know what I'm saying? If you paying tax dollars and this and that and paying taxes, you should be able to have what you want and not have people come from other countries and they living much better because the government and these organizations is playing fight and tit for tat and turn each other people against each other by allowing these people to come in and you know what I'm saying, infiltrate our communities and make it so that we don't have businesses in our. It's just them doing it at the top. They do that. They give you a problem, then give you a solution, and then it's a trick bag. You know what I'm saying? ALEC, ALEC, and it's a website. One second. Well, I will put that in my video. I'll put that in my video, that website where you could go there and look at it and see what your politician that they done gave us. Now, we ain't voting a politician in, but a politician that they gave us, it'll tell you exactly, how to go and look and see like if they are being paid by who, what organization and district and all that stuff they being paid by, so that they can you know, they gotta represent who they payola is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna do the video and put the websites in there and all of that. I just want to get up here and before I get too busy and just check on y'all, make sure y'all doing all right, let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying, you are loved, you are protected. Just believe that, go within, and keep your eye on this election, because I think you can still register now in your district and stuff like that. I don't agree with neither one of the Republicans or the Democrats. I know that if one get in there, it's gonna always it ain't gonna be perfect because they're gonna have something where they got their own agenda because they all being paid. But I'm just saying, like, the way they doing this dismantling of this voting rights and stuff like that is they really trying to take it back to the Reconstruction era of what 1870 or something, like 1870 something, the end of slavery or whatever. So we have to really focus on, like, not being distracted so we can keep your eye on that election, and make sure that you got your documents, because I think this will affect I thought it would affect the immigrants, because I know they don't be having, like, the IDs and stuff like that, but they say it's a lot of melanated people that don't have their IDs and stuff either. Like, they don't have the birth certificates and stuff. So you're gonna have to make sure your address match up with the damn. Make sure your address matched up with that voter registration stuff and all that, because they gonna try to hinder. I think a lot of them trying to stay in office too, because they know they're going to prison for their war crimes and all the grapes and mess with these children and all that. And that's on both ends. Like, you can't say, well, it's just one group, because all of them been doing that Epstein dance. You know what I'm saying? They all been doing it basically. Yeah. So it's just a mess. It's just a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, keep your eye on your voter registration. Make sure that your stuff match up, your address and all that with the register card, and also your ID is valid, and you have your either an ID or your driver's license or your birth certificate, because they're gonna try to hinder a lot of people with that too. And you don't want to be sitting up there and you could have maybe did something or voted, and you look up and you got the devil. You ain't got nothing but a bunch of them mugs that gave that boy like 35 years up in there. They sitting up in there. Yeah, so. And I don't trust the other ones, but I'm just saying, it's got to be, they try to take all the people that were representing the melanated people out of the damn, they trying to break our vote up. It's called gerrymandering, where they breaking our vote up, where our vote is so far spread out until it'll be nobody to represent the melanated people. That's how they trying to do it's called gerrymandering, where they doing racism, but they doing it in a more political way to make it look like it's not. So they breaking up the black vote so much until it dissolves and don't count. That's what they trying to do for the 2026 election that's coming up in November. Like I said, I don't think the presidential matter. I think they picked him back in the 1700s, but it matters about that local stuff, because that's the district attorney or the prosecuting attorney. That's the school board where our kids and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Even if we got family members and stuff that's in these schools. That's the school board. That's our county commissioner that makes decisions that affect our daily lives and other things. You know what I'm saying? So we really need to be on this dismantling of the Voting Rights Acts that the Supreme Court did this year. And we need to see if it's still time to register for that election as the local. Because the local do count. I think the local really do count. That's the sheriff. The sheriff, the one that's be over the sheriff run it with the police and stuff that we have in these communities and whatnot. So that's very important. And even with our rent, even with our mortgages and the taxes and what communities they're gonna bulldoze down. That's day-to-day stuff and things like that affecting your light bill. So this is very important. And y'all, this has been Monster and Goddess 777. I will be back with my videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. Let me know if you would like for me to do those videos to give you the solutions of what we can. I'm tired. I like solutions. I'm solution-based. And I'm not just talking to you. I've already helped people set this type of stuff up where that if something happened to them, then the institution, the entity, gonna live on. Like, it ain't. I mean, they say that they've been trying to take out the Black Messiah. Well, they can take out as many messiahs as they want to. If the institution is raised up and set up right, that's gonna last. And they got certain places that you can put your institution in, and it's eternal. Like, it's never gonna. It'll be here in what? This is 2020. What's this? 2026. It ain't going nowhere. It'll be there in 2439, even farther than that. So And you don't have to be rich and have a billion million. That's what they want you to think. It's not all. It's not. That's not the case. But like I said, I'm gonna do these videos. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see the series of how, we can take the melanated black power to another level, and we could start off small and build it up where, you know what I'm saying, they can't stop you. You know what I'm saying? But this, like I said, like, subscribe, and share. I gotta go. Y'all, this has been my Sun Goddess. Share this with your kids in the barbershops and everywhere. Talk about it, what's coming up with this election, 2026, the dismantling of the Voting Rights Act that was passed by the Supreme Court.